Morning. I'll be honest, I never really thought we would be going to the Grand National Roadster Show. It's something that my wife made happen. She totally supported it. She came up with the idea. I would have never asked her, pregnant with twins, to drive us all the way down there. Ooh, Raising Canes. But here we are. So I hope you guys will join me and enjoy my first pilgrimage to the longest running show. And I'm going to do my best to not talk too much in this one, but I'll give you guys a few little thises and that's as we go, and hope you guys enjoy. Of course, I could not come down to Pomona without the obligatory visit to the early Ford store. So I forced my family to come on down with me while I came down in full touristy fashion, and I picked up a t-shirt and a spreader bar for the 32 rails back home. There was a lot of really cool stuff. They have a lot of really neat original parts too, stuff you don't really see on their website. And it's such a cool place to stop in and look at the stuff that's for sale, look at the stuff that's not for sale. It's a cool store. It's really worth the stop. Okay, I do have to mention this guy in this car. So one really neat thing is this car was built in memory of this fellow's dad. It also is the last car Pete Chapuris built before he passed. Had some really neat hands on it, Jimmy Shine and a lot of guys. This guy was the nicest dang guy you could ever meet. He's from Texas, and he pulled the door open, let me shoot some shots inside, and I said, "Man, that thing looks like it has a lot of leg room." And he told me to hop on in, so I got to sit in the thing, and he had it stretched a couple inches, and he tucked the seat under the back. Got rid of the package tray and tucked the seat, and I'll tell you what, that thing has leg room for days. It's really cool, and what a cool guy. I mean, he cracked open a beer for me, gave me his own program for the show, and just was the nicest guy. Nicest guy. I gave him a couple of my cards that have a link to the channel on it, and I was really happy to meet him. So this is also a pretty neat car here. This one's out of Oregon, and it's a 54 Ford. It's been customized, Frenched, nose, decked. It has Olds taillights. Very similar to what I'm doing on Dad's 53. My first car was actually 54 Ford, similar to this one. Now, of course, I do have to talk about Pete and Jake's coupes. These are two iconic cars. I don't know that I like one more than the other. I like Jake's coupe, and who hasn't seen the California Kid with Martin Sheen or just scrutinized every detail of these cars. They're just such cool cars. They were so neat in their day. They're still neat today. I got a California Kid movie poster hanging up in the shop. I was hoping to bump into Jake Jacobs, but he wasn't around, so I guess he was there the day before, and they weren't sure he was going to come back. Really neat, though. I was in awe the whole time, just being in the presence of these cars, seeing the checks in the paint. These are drivers. They've always been drivers, and they're gorgeous, but they're also so authentic and real, and I don't know. It was just really special to get to see them in person. Lifelong dream of mine. Now, as some of you may have heard and some of you may have not, the Uncertain T, which I believe debuted in 1964 by Steve Scott, who I think was just 18 when he built it. It has been reintroduced to us. Everybody says it's been found, but there were people who knew where it was the whole time, so I don't know that it was ever really lost, including Steve Scott. He knew who had it, so it wasn't really lost. It hasn't really been found. It's been reintroduced to the public. Really neat getting to see that in person. It was shown in as found condition, and really looking forward to seeing the restoration done on it. Neat car, so it's right in that era. It kind of led the charge in some ways of a lot of rigs in that era that are kind of funky looking, that Ed Roth style.
God, it's like Beatlemania back then with these cars. It's like, what happened to
Now, of course, I got to introduce the Amber cars here, the America's Most Beautiful Roadster contenders. I didn't get footage of all of them. Everything's kind of hectic around there, and I was trying to get shots. And to be honest, I was a little bit blown away by a couple of them, including this one. I saw these posted on the ham, the side profiles, and I thought, man, I can't stand any of these. None of these are America's Most Beautiful Roadster. Well, I'll tell you, there's at least 2 or 3 that are pretty nice cars. I'm not saying they're not all nice cars, but there's 2 or 3 that really blow you away in person. This is another one. They're just great looking cars in person. Very traditional in a lot of ways. And I mean, this thing's got a flat head. I would vote for this car all day long. This would be America's Most Beautiful Roadster out of the lineup, in my opinion. There's some cars there that are really slick, really impressive. And I mean, not to say they're not all impressive in their own right, but me being a little bit of a traditional guy, I'm a little biased against the big one-off wheels and the giant motors and the, hats off for the 18-year-old girl's neon pink car, but it's just not my style. So, not knocking it. I'm not hating on it. It has everybody talking, and that's awesome. But I mean, yeah, I was pretty shocked at the difference in person versus, when you can pick your own angles and look for the things you want to look for versus the just the side profiles you often get each year. thought it was really neat on this Model A Roadster how they used a 33 Dodge gauge panel. I've heard of a few guys using those. I've seen a few on some 32s and stuff, but I'm a little partial because I have a 33 Dodge Coupe. Here's the Herald booth. It was pretty neat. I didn't get a chance to hang a long time, but pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. They have some neat stuff coming out. That pretty much wraps it up for Saturday at GNRS. I went to the Walden Speed Shop open house with Lucky Speed Shop and went to their little after party and checked it out. It's pretty neat. Cool shop. Got some really neat projects going on. There was some cool stuff in the parking lot. Live music, tacos. Pretty good time. But anyway, I really appreciate you guys hanging with me. If you hung with me for that whole video, I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was really a big day for me. It's been a long day. It's late at night now, and I'm just finishing editing up this video. But tomorrow I'm going to go hit the Peterson. I'm going to shoot some stuff there and put a video out on that as well. Yeah, I had a blast. Dream come true, and I owe it all to my wife. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys.